All right, we are on YouTube and I'm gonna go on Instagram live. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I just wanted, I know it's been a while since I've been on live, guys. I'm really sorry. I think life has been a little bit hectic at the moment, with so much going on, you know, even just getting times where it's like we feel lost, or not even feel lost. It's just like, those times where you feel uncomfortable, you're being challenged in your life. You have questions about the future, you have anxiety, you have worry, you have fear. I've been going through that. I've been going through a lot of anxiety recently, just really when it comes to my goals and my dreams and making it, and just the idea that we have around being the best that we can be, fulfilling our potential. That's where I'm at in my life right now. And so I've been more editing, more, of course, I'm playing and I'm training. So that's been occupying my life. But yeah, that's the thing. In times of anxiety and worry, when things are going tough, that's when we really see who we are. We really see who we are. And so it's just like that internal dialogue, the self war. It's a war in my mind every single day. I'm literally in war with my mind every single day. When I wake up, the doubt, the fear, it's I'm at war with the two, and it's just about, being an observer. I think one thing that's so powerful is we think all the time. Our thoughts are just going, but really in life, have we learned to start to question our thoughts? Like, you don't have to listen to every thought that comes in there, because it's crazy. Because of meditation, I'm able to hear my thoughts. So I can come in and hear a thought that might say, Eve, you're not good enough to do that. What makes you think you can do that? Look how old you are. I hear that thought come in. That's not me. You guys see me as someone who's confident, who's loving, who's cool. That thought is not me. But you see, if I'm not aware of that, sometimes you can download that thought and let that thought keep sinking, and maybe accept that thought, and then it leads on to another thought. But it's about being conscious and aware of your thoughts and being the observer and being like, all right, cool. I hear that thought, ignore that, let it be there, but be in the now. So it's just like being conscious of the unconscious. Never become unconscious about your thoughts. So now it's about planning every single thought, putting in the accepting the thoughts of belief and confidence. So when I hear my mind says, Eve, you can do it. Eve, you are a god, bro. Yes, bro, your life can change tomorrow. When I hear those thoughts, I accept those more, and I let them come in more. I let those thoughts sink. They say when you keep repeating a thought, it becomes a belief. And that is powerful. Think about that. If you keep repeating a thought, that becomes a belief. And if you're not conscious, a lot of people, what do? They maybe repeat thoughts. Let's say you're an athlete and you're playing, you're repeating the thought of, oh, I'm not good enough, man. I don't know if I can make this team. Like, you keep repeating that thought and you're not even aware, you're not even repeating that thought on purpose. It's just happening because you're not aware of it. Then that becomes a belief. You then believe you're not good enough. You then believe you ain't good enough to achieve your dreams. So that's scary when you think about that, right? That if we have repetitive thoughts, it's not scary, it's exciting. It's only scary because as human beings, we all have negative thoughts. You know what I mean? Like, your brain is literally designed to be more negative than positive. That's the way it's designed. That's why we have negative thoughts. You know why? Is because when we have fight or flight. If someone's coming in and to punch you, your brain goes into fight or flight mode. That's the fear mode. It actually protects you. Your brain saves you. That's why the brain is negative, because the brain's always looking for, like, yo, checking the show. That's how the brain is. The brain, it protects us because of fear. You know what I mean? But the only problem with that is that same thing in our brain that turns on when we're going and maybe speaking in front of people, or we have a trial, we have an important thing in life. So now our brain goes into the fight or flight mode, because it doesn't know the difference. It sees that situation as, oh, this is fight or flight. No, and then it's negative. No, don't go there. No, you're not good enough to do that. Just no, don't do that. Like, but what about if I can't make it? What about if I can't do it? What about if I'm not, no one's gonna love me? What about if no one's gonna select me in the team? What about if I'm not never gonna be happy? That's the fight or flight mode, and that's what we call survival. So how many of us are living in our survival mode? And why this is so powerful, because now anything that I go through, any struggles that I'm having in my life right now, I'm seeing it. I'm in growth mode. I'm in God mode. So when I hear a negative thought, I'm like, Eve, hold on, that's survival. What, you can't, no. Whatever the odds against you are, you will make it. You will do it. You're in abundance. You're in survival. You're in growth mode, bro. There's nothing you can't do. I don't care how many spots are filled. I don't care how many opportunities are gone. I'm in abundance. I'm in growth mode. So I'm aware when I'm hearing the survival mode, the survival mode brain saying, "Oh, Eve, you're 27, bro. What makes you think you can make it? You only have a few years in the game. You only have this. You should do this, man. Maybe you should just stop." So I know that now that's out of survival, bro. I ain't trying to listen to you. Move. That's why I say to that thought, move, bro. Boom. Then I accept the thought of abundance. I accept the thought of wealth. I accept the thought that I'm in growth mode. Think about it. I think about this too sometimes, right? Even if it's something I can't even afford, I'll think to myself, Eve, if I was wealthy, would I be able to say I can't afford it? No. So that's what I do. I invest in myself. There's so many situations, there's things I haven't really been able to afford, but I've done it because it's just like I remind myself I'm in abundance mode. So maybe I'll do something where it's like I paid off or whatever it is, but I still did it. I went and got that, whatever I needed to get, that's going to help me to my goals because I was in abundance. And it's cultivating the growth mode, remembering and seeing when you're in survival mode. So to anyone out there who's watching this, bro, I want you to be in growth mode. I want you to know that you can do it. Don't listen to the negative side of your brain. That's just trying to protect you. Just accept that. Let it be there. Let the fear be there. Let the anxiety be there. I mean, don't accept it and reject it, but just know it's gonna come. Accept it's gonna come. Fear will be there. The anxiety will be there. The insecurities will be there. But it doesn't mean they are you. They don't define you. You know, the past doesn't define you. Whatever you've been through in your past does not define you. It does not. It does that to me too. In terms of that's what my brain tries to do. Right. The brain tries to say, but Eve, look at the situations in the past. It didn't work out. You see how it didn't work out. What makes you think it's just going to be the same as that time? That's what the brain does to me. I hear it sometimes. I say, no. The past is the past. The present is here. The future, you live in the future you see. So every day I go to bed and every day when I wake up, I remind myself to meditate and to see what I want, to see my future, the future that the future the future that you see is the one that you live in, right? So it's like seeing the future that I want to be in and accepting that, that's now when you meditate and you visualize and you have that manifestation meditation, what it does is because when we're living, we're in beta state, and the beta state of the brain is the analytical side, right? But when we're in that mode, I think we go into theta, but we're relaxed. We're in the present, and in the present and connecting. That's when you bypass the beta mode. You bypass the analytical mind. Now the analytical mind goes quiet, and then you go into the subconscious, and you feed your subconscious with what's real, with what you want to feed it, and that's what's going to become your reality. That's the power. That's how powerful we are. So even when we talk about this conversation of that you are a god, your subconscious tapping into that god within you is being present and tapping into the subconscious and seeing and feeling and experiencing the emotions of what you want. So now in your life, there's nothing outside of you that can ever make you that there's nothing outside of you that can ever make you happy before the inside. It's always the internal job. Think about that, right? Think about how many times we think in our lives, like, if I just get these material things, even for me, what I want right now and what I'm striving for, sometimes I think, man, once I get that, like, yes, I'll feel a certain sense of pride in terms of like, wow, I've really manifested everything and I'm here. But it's just like, I can feel that now. So I already felt this love. I already felt the achievement. I already felt um the satisfaction, the joy before I got all this other stuff, before I got all the external stuff, the before I got all of that, I was already happy inside. I already got it inside. Therefore, my emotional states when I go out into the world is with joy because I don't need money to make me happy. I'm already happy. I already feel those emotions before. I don't need all these other outside things to make me feel whole because I feel whole. And I think that's a lot of trap people get into. They think it's from the external, and no, it always starts from the internal. So it's about training the internal, training the analytical and the other brain that's with intuitive, that's the godlike, that's creative, that you know which wolves are we feeding within ourselves. So it's all about feeding the right wolf, feeding the wolf of love, operating out of love, operating out of joy, operating out of being present. And this is something that I'm learning. This is something that I've been sharing in my mailing list. Things that people like Kobe, MJ, when they were playing, they were present in the moment, in this moment now. And it's a practice every single day. When I'm here, I've been here in the kitchen, I'm washing dishes, and my mind goes off on a tangent, starts thinking about this, tomorrow, my girlfriend, this conversation. No, bring it back to the now, this moment right here. This moment is where God is. This moment is bliss. This moment is joy. And if you can keep connecting back to here in this moment, this is what's going to lead you to everything that you want, because you know that everything that you have is within you. You don't need anything from the outside world. It is already within you. So connect, see the vision that you want, feel those elevated emotions of experiencing the joy of being alive and achieving great things, helping your family. So that's just my conversation for today. Is like, how can we be comfortable in uncomfortable situations? We got to be comfortable in uncomfortable situations. As I said, I had a training session, and training compares the same way to life. you know, in that moment when I was uncomfortable, when I was making mistakes, giving misplaced passes, I said, this is the moment you get comfortable. This is the moment when the noise is the loudest, when your doubt is the loudest, and your doubt is telling you you're not good enough, and your doubt and your mind is going negative and thinking about what other people may be thinking. You let all that be there. You connect to the now and say, hey, listen, I'm uncomfortable right now. I'm going into the unknown, but that's where I trust myself. I trust myself when it's shaky. I trust myself when the storm comes. I trust myself when everything seems to be going against me, but it's actually going for me. So I step out onto that field. And what I did was I was confident. I made great plays. That's because I was comfortable. So it's like I'm just learning to be comfortable in uncomfortable situations. When I'm experiencing fear, when I'm experiencing failure, rejections, people don't want me. I'm putting business plans forward. I'm not making any money doing the one thing that I love, and I'm pushing and I'm working hard and I'm doing all these things. And it just seems like everything is not working. And I just feel this anxiety, like, why is this happening to me? And I get constant rejection. Those moments is where you should be comfortable. Those moments is where you should be like, hey, I got to be comfortable here. I'm pushing myself. I'm stretching myself. So then you get to this point of nothing is really happening bad to me. Everything is happening for me. So let me be present. Even though this shit is hard, even though I hate this shit, like I'm just trying to figure it all out. Like it's actually working for my benefit, because remember, you're in growth mode. Remember, there's survival or growth, and we want to live in, oftentimes we go into survival. We want to live in growth mode. How many times once we tap into growth mode, in our mindset, no matter what happens to you, no matter what happens to you out there in the external world, you remember, hey, I'm in growth mode. I'm in God mode. You think God's going to worry about that? No, nah. No matter what seems against me, I've got it. It's happening for me. I'm in abundance. There's nothing that will be too much for me. There's no amount of jealousy. There's no one else that anyone can have. I've got it. What I have is coming from me, and I'm going to let it come to me, because I'm a God and I can attract anything that I want in my life, no matter what it looks like against me. So that's when you start to tap into that, the right side of the brain. And that's what I want for everyone to keep learning to, when you're back against the wall, get comfortable and uncomfortable. Work on improvement, work on getting better, work on the process, work on the habits, working on putting in however long you got to do it, 8 hours a day. You have a job, whatever it is, go put it into your passion, put it into your drive, because what that is, when you put it into that passion, you put it into the drive, and then you start to learn, like, hey, all me being comfortable in uncomfortable situations, me going through all this doubt, all this fear, all this worry, all this anxiety, all this failure, and still taking a step each day, still putting a foot forward and doing what I love and working hard and just being joyous and present. Now you can help other people, because that's what it's about. Now you start to say, hey, I can help people with my story. I can help people who, you've been rejected, you've been going through this. I can help you. You can do it. I believe in you because I went through this. I would look at my story. Now you start to be a testimony to other people. Use your story to help other people. That's what it's about. How many people can we serve? Because when you do that, that's how you treat yourself. The way you treat others is a reflection of the way you treat yourself. So you actually want to be more joyous in helping other people. Love yourself, of course. And, I don't want to say sacrifice yourself in a way, but go out there and be of service, because what you're doing is just going to help so many people. So that's why we have to learn these lessons. That's why we're tested. That's why we have all of this happening and all this chaos. So be present in this moment. Enjoy it. Breathe in. Breathe out. That's how you get back in the present. Every day you're living through life and you're going through moments and things are just washing you away. Connect back to the breath. You're out on that football field and the coach is shouting at you. Your teammates are shouting at you for that mistake you just made. You missed an open goal, a big opportunity. Come back to my breath. I'm in the moment. I'm in the now. It's gone. I'm in this moment now, and I move with my breath. So that's my mission to you guys. That's my joy to you guys. I thank you, and I hope you have a great day.